Welcome back to our channel, the place where coins come to life. Today we're diving into a head-to-head comparison of two Australian coins that could be worth much more than their face value: the 1981 20-cent coin and the 1983 50-cent coin. At first glance they might just look like everyday change, but hidden in their metal is a story of rarity, collectability, and surprising value. We'll uncover their unique designs, minting history, and just how much collectors are willing to pay for them today. So grab your coin jar and let's see if you've been holding onto a hidden treasure. Let's get started. First up, the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin follows the same specifications as others in the series, but understanding these details is essential because any deviation can signal something rare or collectible. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel alloy, precisely 75% copper, 20% zinc, and 5% nickel, giving it its distinct silvery appearance with a warm undertone. It has a diameter of 28.65 mm and a thickness of 2.5 mm, weighing in at 11.3 grams, which is heavier than many coins of similar size from around the world. The edges are reeded, providing a tactile feel that also helps to discourage counterfeiting. On the obverse side you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Match in one of the most recognised effigies used on Commonwealth coinage during this era. The reverse side features the striking platypus designed by Stuart Devlin, Australia's official goldsmith, whose work on the decimal coin series has become iconic. Every one of these specifications matters because collectors use them to verify authenticity, and any departure from these standards, whether due to mint error or unusual wear, can drastically affect a coin's market value. When it comes to collectability, mintage numbers tell part of the story. In 1981, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced over 49 million 20-cent coins, a substantial figure by any standard. High mintage generally means that coins remain common in circulation for decades, but rarity can still emerge in surprising ways. For example, sometimes a small batch is struck with a slightly different die, or coins are minted at different facilities with subtle design or metal tone differences. While the majority of these coins were struck for everyday use, a smaller quantity was also produced in collector-grade proof sets which were never intended to circulate. These proof coins, with their mirror-like fields and frosted details, can be significantly more valuable than their well-used counterparts. Understanding the breakdown of mintage, how many were produced for circulation versus collectors, helps you assess the likelihood that your coin could be one of the rarer survivors. If you've ever wondered why two seemingly identical coins can have vastly different prices, the answer almost always lies in condition. Coin collectors rely on a detailed grading scale that runs from poor P1 to mint state MS70, with numerous points in between. A circulated 1981 20-cent coin with heavy scratches, worn-down features, and discoloration will likely never be worth more than face value. On the other hand, an uncirculated example, one that has never entered general circulation and retains its sharp details and original mint luster, can fetch several dollars, sometimes more if demand is strong. Proof coins struck using special dies and handling procedures rank even higher in desirability. The smallest details matter: the shine of the surface, the crispness of the Queen's hair, and the clarity of the platypus rippling waterlines. Even minor signs of cleaning can reduce a coin's grade, which is why professional grading services exist to assess coins impartially. Knowing how grading works is key to determining whether the coin you have is a common pocket change piece or a premium collectible. Here's where things start to get really interesting: error coins. These are coins that, due to mistakes during the minting process, end up with unique features that make them rare. For the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin, known errors include off-center strikes, double strikes, partial collar errors, and planchette flaws where the metal blank itself had imperfections before striking. Some errors can be subtle, like a faint extra outline around the Queen's profile caused by a die misalignment, while others can be dramatic, such as missing portions of the design or warped shapes. The rarer and more visually striking the error, the more desirable the coin becomes to collectors, sometimes turning a 20-cent coin into one worth hundreds of dollars. Error coins appeal not just because they're rare, but because they tell a story of the minting process going awry in a way that passed unnoticed into circulation. Beyond outright minting errors, there are also more subtle variations and anomalies that can affect a coin's value. For example, slight differences in metal toning due to variations in alloy composition or environmental exposure can give coins a unique appearance that appeals to certain collectors. Toning can range from light gold highlights to full rainbow hues, and naturally occurring tones are generally preferred over artificial ones. Sometimes different dyes or striking pressures result in coins with stronger or weaker details, which sharp-eyed collectors seek out. In rare cases, coins from one year may have been struck using leftover dyes from a previous year, creating an unofficial variation that can spark collector interest. While these anomalies might not be as instantly valuable as major mint errors, they can still raise the desirability of a coin for a niche group of collectors. In most cases, a circulated 1981 Australian 20-cent coin is still worth its face value of 20 cents. But when we move into uncirculated territory, prices can climb to several dollars per coin depending on the grade and whether it's a proof strike error. Coins and rare variations can fetch anywhere from $10 to over $200, with exceptional examples selling for even more at specialist auctions. Pricing is also influenced by broader market conditions. When interest in coin collecting spikes, so do prices. Conversely, during quieter times, even high-grade coins may take longer to sell. Understanding the current market is crucial, and keeping an eye on recent auction results or sales through reputable dealers is the best way to get an accurate, up-to-date valuation. A coin's value is not just about rarity, it's also about how much collectors want it. The 1981 20-cent coin holds a place in the hearts of many Australian coin enthusiasts simply because it's part of the long-running Platypus series, which has become a symbol of national identity. For some collectors, the goal is to assemble a complete run of Australian decimal coins from 1966 to the present, and the 1981 issue is a necessary piece of that puzzle. Coins in higher grades are always in greater demand, especially for those building type sets that showcase the best example of each coin design proof. Coins and error examples often sell quickly when they appear on the market, especially if they're backed by reputable grading and authentication. If you believe you have a valuable 1981 20-cent coin, the next step is authentication. Unfortunately, counterfeits and altered coins do exist even for modern coinage. This is why it's important to have potentially valuable coins assessed by a reputable dealer or a third-party grading service such as PCGS or NGC. They can verify the coin's authenticity, assign an official grade, and in some cases seal the coin in a tamper-proof holder. For error coins, expert verification is even more critical, since some individuals try to create fake errors by physically altering coins after minting. Having professional documentation not only gives you peace of mind, but also increases buyer confidence if you decide to sell. So, as we've seen, the humble 1981 Australian 20-cent coin has far more going on than meets the eye. From its official specifications and mintage figures to the intricacies of grading, variations and errors, every small detail can influence its value. While most examples you find in your spare change will be worth exactly what it says on the tin, 20 cents, there's always the chance of stumbling upon an uncirculated gem-proof issue or a spectacular mint error that could be worth far more. The real joy in collecting comes not just from the potential for profit, but from the stories these coins carry, stories of design, craftsmanship, and sometimes even mistakes that turn into treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, I hope this deep dive into the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin inspires you to take a closer look at the change in your pocket. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than its face value. Next up, the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin is a member of the dodecagonal 12-sided coin family that has been circulating since 1969. It's made from cupro-nickel, a blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel, though many sources mistakenly list zinc in the mix. This composition gives it that familiar silvery tone that resists tarnish over time. The coin has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, a thickness of 2.5 millimeters, and a weight of 15.55 grams, making it one of the heavier circulating coins in Australia. The obverse side features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a design used between 1966 and 1984. On the reverse is the Australian coat of arms designed by Stuart Devlin featuring the kangaroo and emu symbols of progress and resilience. Understanding these specifications is key because even minor deviations like an unusual weight or diameter can indicate an error coin worth significantly more than face value. The Royal Australian Mint produced over 49 million of these coins in 1983, which means in general terms they're not considered rare. However, quantity alone doesn't tell the whole story. Large mintages mean a widespread into circulation, but they also mean there's a higher chance of variations, errors, and condition differences. Many 1983 coins were heavily circulated, which means finding pristine examples today is much harder than it might sound. Collectors often seek coins that have never been used in everyday transactions, so-called uncirculated pieces, and those were usually saved straight from mint rolls. Additionally, some coins might come from mint sets, meaning they were struck with extra care and show better detail and luster. We'll talk later about how those special examples can fetch more than the common ones you might find in change. When it comes to value, the condition of a coin is king. Coin grading is a universal method of assessing a coin's state, ranging from poor P1 all the way to mint state MS70. For circulated coins, grades like very fine VF, extremely fine F, or about uncirculated are common. The 1983 50-cent coin, having been in circulation for over 4 decades, is most often found in VF or EF condition, showing light wear on high points like the kangaroo's legs or the emu's feathers. Uncirculated coins which show no signs of wear and still possess that mint luster are significantly rarer. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify a coin's condition, which adds trust for buyers and can boost resale value for an everyday collector. Simple tools like magnifying glasses and good lighting can help spot whether your coin is an average spender or a standout piece. Error coins are where things can get exciting and profitable. Minting mistakes, though rare, do happen, and they can turn a standard coin into a valuable collectible. For the 1983 50-cent coin, known errors include die cracks, off-center strikes, double strikes, and clipped plankets where part of the coin's edge is missing. Some coins even have weak strikes where details are faint because the dies didn't press hard enough. Error coins often fetch prices many times higher than standard examples because collectors value their uniqueness. For instance, an off-center strike of around 10–15% can turn a 50-cent coin into a $30–80 collectible depending on demand. In extreme cases, dramatic errors have been auctioned for hundreds. This is why carefully checking both sides, the edge and even the coin's shape, can be worthwhile before assuming it's just pocket change. Beyond obvious errors, there are subtle variations that can affect desirability. Metal composition inconsistencies can cause coins to have a different tone or luster. Slightly golden hues, for example, can be the result of planchet impurities. Some coins might also show dye fatigue where the design appears slightly mushy due to overuse of the minting dyes. Occasionally, small differences in the queen's portrait details or coat of arms lines can be spotted when comparing multiple coins side by side. While most of these are not official varieties recognized by the mint, keen collectors still seek them out for their uniqueness in numismatics. Even the smallest variation can be a conversation starter, and in the right collector's market, it can add a modest premium to the price. A standard circulated 1983 50-cent coin in average condition is generally worth only face value 50 cents. In higher grades, such as extremely fine, it might bring $1 to dollars. An uncirculated coin can fetch between $5 and $12 depending on the beer. Error coins or rare variations can be worth much more, sometimes $50 or higher. If the error is significant and in demand, the market for these coins fluctuates, so timing matters. Selling during a peaking collector interest can make a big difference. For serious valuation, consulting recent sales on platforms like eBay or auction houses, or checking numismatic price guides can give a clearer idea of current trends. While the 1983 50-cent coin is not inherently rare, its collectability comes from its place in the broader Australian decimal coin series. Many collectors aim to complete year sets, meaning they need a 1983 coin in top condition to fill a gap. Others focus on error coin collections or on coins from the match-in portrait years. Additionally, younger collectors often start with coins they can find in circulation And the 50-cent coin's distinctive shape makes it a fun and recognizable choice. Demand tends to spike when there's increased interest in Australian coin collecting, for example, following media stories about valuable coins or anniversary releases from the Royal Australian Mint. If you believe you have a valuable 1983 50-cent coin, authentication is essential before selling. This can involve weighing and measuring the coin to confirm specifications, checking for genuine mint marks, and using magnification to spot any post-mint damage that could reduce value. Professional grading services not only authenticate coins but also seal them in protective holders with their grade clearly displayed, a process known as slabbing. This adds trust for potential buyers and can result in higher sale prices. Even for more modest coins, having a trusted local coin dealer assess it can prevent you from underselling or falling victim to misinformation. In summary, the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin may not seem like a hidden treasure at first glance, but it holds potential, especially in top condition with rare errors or in special variations. We've covered its specifications, mintage grading, error potential, market trends, and the importance of authentication. Whether you're just beginning your collecting journey or already have years of experience, adding a high-quality example of this coin to your collection can be rewarding both financially and historically. So next time you come across a 1983 50-cent coin, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small piece of numismatic history. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of coins.